Greetings, gamers, and welcome back to the world of Tetheria. This time, in a delightful change of pace,
I will be the Dungeon Master.
my willing victims, adventurers today, will be traversing a campaign of my own making. Here with us today, we have several adventurers. We have Jesse Cox, playing a dwarven, drunken adventurer named Bragnok TOOLAXE.
Yep. Should I be in character already?
No. We're just doing intros.
Oh, hi then. Hey, I'm definitely
What?
not a drunk or a dwarf.
Oh, you're neither of those things? Okay.
No.
My character sheet must be totally wrong. Thank you for joining us.
In the game I am.
Oh, okay. Right.
In
right.
real life? No, I would never delve too deep.
Next, we have Katie Wilson. She will be playing a cleric named, how do you pronounce this?
Riley.
Rileah?
Riley.
Riley. Oh, it's spelled Rileah here on your sheet. Riley. Okay, cool. Very excited to see what your cleric has in store for us.
I kind of like Rileah now that you said it. So.
Rileah, yeah.
Who
It's kind of
knows?
yeah. And then Trish will be playing another dwarf named Bubbles.
Yes, I have my beard getting ready to put me in full Bubbles character. Bubbles is a dwarf with a majestic beard, and so
I love your hair beard. I think it's phenomenal.
Thank you.
And then that's it. That's the only adventurers on this adventure. It is a dark and windy night in the countryside of Setos. 2 full moons rise in the sky above, and it's nearing the witching hour when 3 travelers arrive at an old stone mansion for the will reading of Jebediah TOOLAXE. So the first to arrive will be Bubbles. Bubbles arrives at the mansion. Would you like to rap on the door, Bubbles?
Yeah, Bubbles is gonna take her hand that's holding her great axe casually and just use it to rap on the door a few times.
Burp, burp, burp. No, no answer from inside.
That's the noise it makes. Womp, womp, womp.
Yes.
As you're waiting, a dwarf riding a bear arrives. This dwarf is your cousin, Bragnok TOOLAXE.
You haven't seen each other in some time. The last time you got together at your Uncle Jebediah's place was 2 years ago.
Bragnok! Good to see you.
Oh, what's all this then?
I don't know, I knocked on the door and I'm just about getting ready to break it open.
Break it open? Why? Just knock again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that could work too. I'm gonna go for it again.
Knock, knock, knock.
Can I get a history check real quick?
Yeah.
Do I recognize that this is old pieces from Hero Quest?
What'd you roll?
Oh, I got a 19.
A 19? Damn it. You do indeed recognize that someone is reusing some pieces from a different game.
This doesn't
Listen,
appear
do you
like
know-
a mansion at all! Almost
Do you know
like
how
old
expensive the
tiles from
Warlock
Hero
pieces
Quest.
Listen, these are Warlock tiles, most of them. But the bookshelf and stuff. Things get pricey, all right? When you're,
Oh, I
when you're buying all
understand.
this shit.
Don't worry. My parents wouldn't buy me Hero Quest, so I had to go to a friend's house to play it. They said it would make me into some sort of nerd.
Well, I'm glad they avoided that fate for you. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that didn't come to pass.
Those fools.
And the next person to arrive is Riley.
And she sees you two waiting at the door, and she introduces herself.
Oh, hello. What's your names? I'm Riley. It's nice to meet you.
Do I know you?
Oh, I don't believe we've crossed paths before. Do you come here often?
Yeah, this is our uncle's place, or I guess I should say was our uncle's place, but yeah.
Oh no, I was just passing through one time and Jebediah was so welcoming and I really only met him once, so I'm not quite sure why I'm here, but it was his will, I guess.
I'm not quite sure why you're here either, but alright.
And with that, the door creaks open. Finally, someone has answered. It is Cornelius Bunderman, and he says, "Oh, welcome. Thank you all for making this long journey. I'm sorry we're meeting under these conditions. However, it is good to see all your faces again. Tie your horses up out there, and then come in, please." So you come inside into the parlor here. Or, I'm sorry, into the great room. Cornelius says, "It is good to see you all again. Bragnok, That's a very interesting amulet you're wearing there. Wherever did you get it?
Oh, this thing! Won it off a goblin named Steve. In a drinking contest, stupid goblin.
Yes, goblins are quite stupid.
Very stupid.
Interesting fact about this. This is actually an amulet of restoration. Yes, I have seen these before. Your uncle Jebediah was very fond of trinkets like this. If you say the words, now what were they? Ipsum aloris constinus. And then as he says those words, a bright light emits from the amulet, and in a poof of smoke appears Sir Richael Javis, fully formed and human again.
My amulet!
I have returned!
Bubbles immediately pulls out the great axe and is ready.
What have you done with Steve? Has anyone seen Steve? Where is he?
Last time I saw Steve, he was on the floor, passed out.
Did you harm Steve?
Well, I didn't harm him. The bartender did.
Yes, he does have a nasty habit of drinking.
Bragnok, who is this?
I'm not even sure. He popped out my amulet.
And Cornelius intervenes and says, Steve the Goblin, he's listed as a beneficiary in this will as well. You knew Steve?
I did. We were traveling partners, companions, friends even.
Well, Steve sent a correspondence that he could not make it in person, so perhaps you would be willing to be his representative at the will reading.
Sure.
Excellent. Because Jebediah did want everyone here who was listed in the will, and so if we were missing a person and there was no representative, I'm sure his spirit would be very, very saddened by this. So, then we have a full party then. I believe we can move to the will reading if you're all ready.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been semi-dead for a while, but great, let's do it.
Hold on, you're not even gonna serve refreshments?
Why yes. Allow me to get the butler.
Wait, what are you then?
Well, I'm Jebediah's faithful servant and executor of his estate.
Well,
He
isn't
has
that
many
a butler?
staff.
I always thought I was... For 32
Well, I'm his personal
years, I
servant.
thought you were a butler.
Personal servant, but yes, I'll fetch some tea.
Bubbles sits on the floor, takes out her brewer's kit, and just starts working on making a brew.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to the guy who just popped out of the amulet. Oh, hello. I don't think we've had the opportunity to meet yet. I'm Rileah. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Rileah. I am Sir Richael Javis of the Order of the Gilded Fist, worshipper of the nameless, faceless, gender non-specific god, defender of the defenseless, paragon of virtue, the bringer of righteous fury, and I shall suffer no evil doing on this day or any other day. And then he just sort of gives you like a nice little handshake.
That sounds so very wonderful.
Thank you. I don't practice it all the time. Why do you ask? You didn't ask.
I did not ask, but I'm very fascinated by your backstory and your come to being.
Yeah, I was helping out some people, because that's kind of what I do, and then I died a little bit, and then I'm, spent some time in a cool, swirly nether area, just like sitting with my thoughts, and then I'm back here. I'm about to get some loot. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, interesting. Well, I am not here for any sort of wealth. I'm only here to pay respects to the dead.
So I can have your stuff too. Great.
Oh, sure.
Cornelius returns with some tea. He offers each of you a cup. He's like,
What the bloody hell is this?
I pour an extra flagon of what I'm making and hand it to Bragnok. It may be total crap, I don't know, but it's got to be better than that.
Oh, of course it's better than this. Why? It's the old TOOLAXE brew. And I take some and drink it proudly as I look at the whatever you brought.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to offer you some refreshments, some chamomile tea after your long journey.
And delicious it is.
Is this decaf? I just don't like to drink any caffeine after a certain... By the way, what time is it also?
It is around the witching hour, so it's almost midnight.
Ooh, no, thank you. I'll just have some milk.
Oh, okay. Well, we do have a long reading of the will ahead of us. Well, not that long, but
Okay, just a nip.
okay. So who drinks the tea?
Me? Oh, no.
I guess I'm going back in the amulet.
No. All right. If you're all settled and you have your refreshments, would you would you be interested in hearing what your Uncle Jebediah left you?
Hold on, why are these two in the will? This should be for family only.
All will be explained. I am merely the executor of the estates, good sir, okay? I carry out his instructions as he left them in the will here.
I swear, if they give the estate this amulet, I'm gonna be right pissed off about it.
What? You're worried he's going to give away your amulet?
Well, that's what this guy is, isn't he? Some sort of amulet.
Oh, by the way, can I have that amulet back?
Well, it's mine. I want it fair and square.
Okay, well, maybe we could make some sort of trade for it.
What kind of trade you want to make? Your share of me uncle's, loot?
I mean, I am a representative of Steve, so I can't really make that kind of call right now.
Right, but I beat Steve in single one-armed drinking combat. So technically, everything Steve gets, I get.
I don't know that I agree with those terms, or...
That's the rules.
Okay, well, I don't have Steve here to corroborate your story,
Steve's a good guy. He would say it's true.
Cornelius interjects, I do have a letter. In the letter, Steve wrote me and why he will not be attending. Apparently he lost everything. He has no money to travel. He lost everything in a series of drinking contests.
Classic Steve.
And it says here, there's a strange note. P.S. It was totally fair, and I lost.
Yep, it's true. See?
It's strange. Okay.
Steve doesn't know how to write.
What do you mean Steve doesn't know how to write? I certainly would not have written it for him in his drunken stupor and then made him sign it himself. It would be crazy of me to do.
We'll see what he gets, and then we'll see what you get.
All right, then we'll see if you get your amulet back.
Please, take a seat. We must begin. It's growing late. We need to read this will, because there are some conditions that Uncle Jebediah left, and unfortunately, if you do not meet these conditions, I cannot give you your share of the inheritance.
I'll tell you one thing. Sir Richael Javis has never not met a condition in his life.
Well, that's very good to know then. So you take a seat. There are some chairs that are not represented here because we've run out of Hero Quest pieces. You take a seat in the great room. There's Cornelius's desk and a chair. His desk is in sort of disarray. There's papers everywhere. There's a bookcase. There's two doors. The one on the right leading to Jebediah's bedroom and personal quarters, and the one on the left leading to the parlor. So Cornelius, he turns his chair this way and he grabs a paper off his desk. The will reads as such. I, Jebediah TOOLAXE, being of sound mind and body, leave all of my possessions, including this manor, to be divided equally among the following beneficiaries. Bragnok TOOLAXE, my foolish nephew who ran off and joined some weird drinking cult. Bubbles TOOLAXE, my delightful niece who has always had terrible taste in men. Steve, the goblin, who took care of the birds that kept waking me up at 5 a.m. every morning. And Katie, who made me bacon once. However, before you collect your inheritance, I have two conditions. Since none of you seem to have time to visit me in my old age for the past 2 years,
Wait, what?
you'll have to make some time for me now. 1 whole night to be precise. If any of you leave the manor grounds before dawn, you will be removed from the will and get nothing. And the second condition, before you claim the inheritance, you must drink a toast to my memory. But not just any toast. You must fill your steins with my own personal brew. Jebediah TOOLAXE IPA, the perfect balance of hops and barley, painstakingly brewed by me, Jebediah TOOLAXE. I'm sure I have some around the manor somewhere. And good news, you have the whole night to look for it. Good luck to you all. And this last part here just says, sinister laughter. It says sinister, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to laugh there, or if it just wanted me to say the word sinister laughter, so I'll just say that.
He always used to laugh like that.
Oh, I miss him so much.
Well, so you young whippersnappers have the run of the house. But once you've met these conditions, I'm free to disperse all his possessions and his manor divided equally among you. So I'll just be over here at my desk attending to his final requests. And if you need anything at all, don't hesitate to ask.
Wait, hold on, question.
Yes,
Everything's split equally?
correct.
So, I once visited and made bacon, get the same thing I get?
Oh, fear not.
Apparently, it was very good bacon. I actually had some. It was delicious.
I do not take much stock in material wealth, so fear not. I'm only here out of respect.
Okay, good, I'll take her share.
that is for you all to decide among yourselves.
Oh, no, it's been decided. We're good.
Well, yes, once it has been divvied out equally, you may trade or give as you see fit. So he returns to his desk. And you guys have the run of the house.
Wonderful. I mean, I was just dead a second ago. Now I'm alive. I have a quarter of a house now. Things are really looking up for Sir Rileah Javis.
What quarter of the house are you gonna take?
Well, probably the nicest one. Something with a eastern-facing window so I can rise with the sun. I don't know, I'm gonna just probably take a look around, stake my claim, but, we'll see.
Bubbles slams her fist on the ground as she stands up from where she was crying. Who are you again?
Sir Rileah Javis of the Order of the Gilded Fist.
You do not get the nicest room.
Fight.
Listen,
Oh, no.
listen.
No fighting, please. This is all very strange. I'm not sure why I've been invited here, but, was your uncle, did he like playing games?
I mean, it's not relative. I mean, he played games, but he didn't, like to play them. You know what I mean?
Well, it seems very odd that he sent us all, on this hunt for a brew. I mean, I've only met him the once, so I think you would know him better.
He was a very nice man.
He was kind of an asshole, in a nice way.
Oh, a nice asshole. Okay.
Right, he'd poke fun and then, poke you with an axe. Good guy.
Like poking. At this point, you hear a strange moaning from outside. It sounds very far away, very far off. But Cornelius Bunderman turns around and says, "Oh, that reminds me. You may want to tie up your horses in the stables. There have been some incidents in the surrounding countryside. I think they would be safest in the stables."
I don't have a horse because I was just an amulet, so
Right.
I'm good.
Well, I mean the other three of you.
I did not have a horse either. I walked all the way here from the top of the hill.
Also, my horse is a bear. So I'm not too worried. Biscuit can take care of herself.
Okay then. Well,
For the sake of the other horses, yes, you might not want to put that bear in the stable.
I
Oh,
won't.
Biscuit doesn't eat horses.
Cornelius, excuse me. Might I ask what these instances have been?
mutilated animals, disappearing villagers, your run-of-the-mill incidents that
Oh.
happen from time to time.
That's terrible.
Well, we're isolated out here in the country. The constable rarely stops by. So we fend for ourselves. And your uncle Jebediah, I want to assure you, he died of natural causes. Any trouble that arose on the grounds, he always took care of.
How did you escape this fate,
Well, your uncle Jebediah was very handy with his mace. If ever there was a problem, I would hear a rattling, and then the problem would be taken care of. You do hear another moan. It sounds a little bit closer this time. But yeah, there's something moaning in the woods outside around the grounds.
Quite frightening of a sound.
Well, it's a good thing we're inside.
Is anyone good with a mace?
I've got this, and I whip out my great axe.
Oh,
I've got this, and I whip out my warhammer.
And I've got these. And I pull out my character sheet. And I pull out a longsword and a javelin.
oh, wonderful. Okay, it looks like I'm in the company of grand adventurers who could easily rid this being.
What do you got?
Oh, well, I have these.
I'm sorry, what now?
Well, I'm just a physician's assistant. So any scrapes, bumps, or bruises, I've got it.
I do actually have some lower back pain that maybe at some point we could work out.
Oh, yes.
Wonderful. Being cramped up in a amulet for an indeterminate amount of time.
What's happening right now? What are you two doing?
Just, I don't know, just becoming buds,
Bubbles leans over to Bragnok and says, "This one's gonna need protecting."
Oh, don't worry. I can protect myself. I have studied under one of the greatest doctors that has ever existed. I'm sure you've heard of him, Dr. Phineas. Yes,
wow.
For the past 5 years, instead of studying at university, I've studied directly under him, and so he has turned me into this wonderful physician's assistant. So trust me, I should be able to handle anything thrown my way.
At this point, you now hear a ruckus outside. The bear is roaring. Something is out there. There's lots of moans. And there's clearly something is wrong out there. There's a big ruckus happening outside the door.
And we're
We
all
should
ignoring
probably
it.
take a look.
And you all ignoring it. You can ignore it.
Well, I'm gonna take a peek.
Wonderful idea.
Bubbles comes up behind Riley, but like in a way that Riley can see me, and picks her up, like picks her up, and casts mage armor.
You can put me down.
Oh, yeah, you got it. And I'm gonna try to like do one of those swing dance moves where I kind of swing her around my back and then put her down.
I wasn't expecting that.
You're welcome.
Ooh, me next. Me next. Or not.
The sound of the bear roaring has stopped, and now there is a solid thudding on the door as something is trying to break its way in, and you hear "Arr."
Interesting. Okay, well, let me commune with my nameless, faceless, gender non-specific god really quickly and do a divine sense, which as an action I can detect good or evil.
You detect evil, and more specifically, undead evil, directly on the other side of this door. Normally, you cannot sense through walls, but the door is now slightly ajar as whatever was banging on it has knocked it so that one of them is slightly askew, and they continue, it's holding for now, but they continue to bang on it.
Okay.
What is it?
Evil and undead evil. So unless these are anyone's
wonderful.
friends.
Riley walks up to the door and swings it open.
Okay,
Okay.
excellent. You see a dead bear and 3 zombies. Actually, as you swing the door open, since they were hitting it, 2 stumble into the room, one on either side. And then the third one is right behind. Roll for initiative.
Yeah. Initiative.
I got a 19.
So did I.
8.
I also got an 8.
The very first zombie that stumbles into the room, his flesh is kind of hanging off him. His cheek is peeled away. You can see bone and maggots underneath. He's wielding a large, like, machete-type object. His clothes are in tatters. And he bursts through the door. As you swing it open, he bursts into the room. And Riley, since you swung open the doors, he goes right at you. And he's going to make an attack with that big, ugly machete he's holding. And he gets, oh God. I'm sorry, I should roll here so you guys can see. But he gets a 2. So I'm guessing he misses.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so what happens is he swings that big, ugly machete, and kind of a magical, mystical wall of plate appears and chinks right off it. The mage armor holds strong. The zombie kind of stumbles back a step and looks at his machete and is a little bit confused. Next up, we have Bragnok. Bragnok, what would you like to do?
You killed me third favorite bear! I charge in, swinging my warhammer
This
at
has been
the...
such a traumatic day for you.
It was Biscuit was my third favorite. I run in and swing at the first zombie with my warhammer.
That does put you, if you want to do that, that does put you directly in between 2 zombies.
I do not care. I'm furious with rage. They killed my third favorite bear.
Roll. Let's see what you got.
17.
17's going to be a hit.
Nice.
Roll damage.
With the virtual thing that I rolled my damage and it said I did 6 damage.
Tell me what happens.
I slam this warhammer into his torso, and gore and viscera explode from the sides, and I pull it back, and like parts of him come with it.
Yes, that is exactly what happens, but the zombie feels no pain. If anything, it looks slightly irritated that you would dare attack it, and it turns towards you and away from Riley.
Stupid.
Oh no,
zombie.
not the bookcase.
No!
It looks like there's something hidden behind there. Definitely go check that out.
Stop metagaming! Good attack. Next up, we have Riley.
Riley is going to place her hand upon the zombie that just tried to attack her.
Okay.
That just also turned away from her.
Uh-huh.
And she's going to cast Inflict Wounds. Here it is. To hit is going to be, that's going to be a 23 to hit.
20. So did you roll a natural 20?
No, I have a plus
Oh,
6.
okay. Okay,
So
great,
17
great.
plus
So it's just a
6,
regular hit.
23.
Okay, great. You lay your hand upon that shoulder, and
And now you're going to take 3d10 to the face.
3d10. Wow, that's...
Yeah, it's a fun one. Here it comes. Ooh, okay. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 points of damage.
Jesus. Well, Riley, would you like to describe to us how this inflict wounds completely obliterates this zombie? Because it
Yes.
is going to be no more.
Absolutely. So what Rileah is wearing is, she kind of looks a little bit scrappy. Like she probably doesn't come from a lot of money. She has been an apprentice for so long, so her clothing isn't necessarily that nice, but she does have a detailing around the neckline of her tunic, and you kind of see it start to glow, this bright whitish light, and it travels down her arms as she is touching this creature and just kind of bursts into this really bright explosion of light that kind of it looks like the zombie is just absorbing it all, and then it just kind of like tears apart and he falls into a bunch of little tiny zombie ash pieces.
Yeah, so, actually, I'll just figure out my back issues on my own.
Oh,
Actually.
are you sure? It's very easy.
I'll just do some stretches. It'll be fun.
Okay.
And Cornelius looks at this pile of zombie pots on the floor, and he's like, oh, I'll be the one who has to clean that up. And then he goes back to his work.
That Cornelius, what a trickster.
Zombie number 2, holding a wicked-looking scythe, shambles through the door and towards Bragnok. Takes a swing at Bragnok. That is a 7 plus a weapon attack plus 3, so a 10. Does that beat your armor class?
Of course it doesn't. What kind of stupid zombie is this?
So Bragnok, wearing armor of his own making, very strong, sturdy armor, kind of takes the blow right on the pauldron there on the shoulder, and it bashes right off. And the zombie, very frustrated, kind of looks at his scythe and is very disappointed at the lack of damage done. Next up, Bubbles.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the zombie that just attacked my cousin. With the great axe. So yeah, I'm gonna come rushing
and you're
in.
swinging that great axe?
Yep. And say,
Okay.
don't hit my cousin! And I got a 15 to hit.
A 15 to hit, that's gonna hit.
Damage is 7.
7, okay, not a killing blow, but you do some damage. Can you describe for us what happened?
Yeah, so I come running in and say, you don't hit my cousin, and with 2 hands, bring my giant axe straight down, unfortunately, barely missing the head, coming down and taking off from the ear straight down. So ear and an arm just right on the floor.
And the zombie is like, feels where his ear used to be. He's a little bit distraught by his missing ear, but he's still up and able to attack. We move to Sir Richael Javis.
Ha-ha! With longsword held in hand, it's gonna step up and swing at zombie number 2.
Zombie number 2. Okay, yeah, the one that's in the room, right?
Yeah.
The one holding the scythe. Okay, the one that just took damage. Go for it.
That is 16.
16 is going to be a hit. Roll for damage.
8 plus 3 is 11.
11. Okay. You have critically injured this zombie. It is still alive, but it is very badly hurt. It's kind of on its last legs here. You could tell us where you hit it if you'd like.
With a flourish, I just swing lower and up across its chest with a righteous and kind of like hot sort of swing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you do that.
My hair beautifully flowing.
Yep. Pieces of lung and bone fly out from the slash, and it kind of doubles over. It's still lurching forward, but it's very messed up. It can barely hold itself upright at this point. There's one more zombie. Yeah, I almost forgot about this guy. So this guy
He's
stumbles.
outside.
What? No, but he gets a turn. He stumbles into the room, and he's going to attack Bragnok before Bragnok gets a chance to attack.
What? Rude.
This guy is just wielding bare fists. Actual bare fists. It has ripped the fists off your bear and is now using them against you. Yeah, bare fists. God damn it. This is the thing about being a DM, a dungeon master, but also being extremely unlucky. I can't roll for shit.
Is that a
if any of you have
problem?
played with me. So,
You kinda hit me.
he swings with his bare fists, and unfortunately, again, much like the scythe, those are going to be unable to penetrate Bragnok's armor. So just, you hear claws kind of scraping on fists, but ultimately no damage. All right, now to Bragnok.
Where was that? Sacred Flame! 7, and if they get a dexterity saving throw, target must succeed at dexterity saving throw.
Oh, 17. Shit.
All right.
You fire your spell, but unfortunately, a loose floorboard at that exact moment trips the zombie, and it kind of falls sideways, and the flame shoots straight out behind him and actually incinerates this door here and catches it on fire a bit. So you now have a smoking door behind you.
Careful, 1/4 of that door is mine.
Hold on.
And Cornelius, let's get these floorboards fixed.
Yes, master.
I don't want to be that guy, you know. I just
Don't call him master. He's not your master yet.
Well, you're all my master now. You own, well, you will be. You own.
Technically, I'm your quarter master.
Aha! Clever.
All right.
Very clever.
I'm done with this one. Got
You
no
like me.
patience.
You like me.
All right.
Don't even lie.
No.
So you've missed with your attack. Sorry, that one time I rolled well. Okay, so over to Rileah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take a few steps behind Richael, and I'm going to kind of place my hand upon his shoulder, and I am going to cast Resistance.
Ooh, a massage. But I don't know if this is the right time for that.
Oh no, this will help you in case the creature decides to target you.
Okay.
And you will be able to also roll a d4 anytime you need to make a saving throw.
Now we are over to the zombie with the scythe again. He kind of doesn't like that his scythe seems to have bounced off Bragnok's armor. He decides to go for easier prey. Turns to Bubbles. That is a 15 plus 3 to hit, so that's a 20.
You said 15 plus 3?
Or I'm sorry, that's an 18. Yeah, I can't math.
That's okay, an
Yeah.
18 still hits.
Yeah, nice. Finally, I get to do some damage. Okay, so 5. The zombie shambles forward, and he swings, and he catches you right in the breastplate. Chunk, and you can feel it, the shock of it go through your armor. Your armor is now dented, and the force of it cracks into your bone there.
How dare you!
And then we move to Richael Javis.
I'm gonna shout, "Leave her alone! She's grieving!" And then I'm going to charge through and try and finish off
Zombie number 1. Scythe zombie.
Yeah.
Scythe zombie. Okay, so you attempt it, and give me a roll.
Yikes. That's a 7.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is you attempt to charge through and come heroically to the rescue, but that zombie with its bare hands grabs you immediately and grapples you and goes, and starts trying to gnaw through your armor there.
What can I do, or is that the end of my turn?
Yeah, if you want to attack this zombie who is now trying to gnaw through your armor, you can go for it.
8.
Plus? What's your-
No, it was a 3.
Oh,
plus
Jesus.
5. It's an 8.
Okay, so yeah, you take us. Actually, son of a bitch. These zombies are very poorly armored. You're grappling, and you just kind of hit it in the back with the pommel of your sword. Give me a damage roll.
Quit getting my armor dirty!
Okay.
1d8? 7.
A 7. Okay. So yeah, you hear a chunk as it kind of goes through loosened flesh and bone, but the zombie is still coming. Okay. And it's that zombie's turn now, and it's grappling you, and it's going to attempt to bite you on one of those joints between your armor there. That's 5 plus 3. So the zombie goes to bite you, but you're moving around a lot, and zombies don't have good coordination. So it goes, and several of its teeth pop out as its teeth kind of gnash on your armor there, and no damage is done.
You can't put a price on good quality.
Yeah, quality armor, man.
So Scythe guy is still right in front of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he hit me, and I'm pissed. So yeah, I'm going right back in with the great axe.
Okay,
That is a 16 to hit,
that hits.
and another 9 points of damage.
Yep. Describe this zombie's grisly end.
So I'm pissed because he dented my armor and actually hurt me and this guy's just a stupid low-life zombie. Bubbles says, "How dare you dent my armor? How dare," like full-on monologuing. "How dare you hurt me? I am Bubbles the fighter, you jerk!" And then with the great axe, instead of coming down top down this time, she comes down right through the middle and like slices him right at nipple level. So the top half of this guy just thwomps to the ground, and the zombie carcass slowly falls down. And at that point, I'm gonna look up at the zombie with the bare hands and take movement to get right over behind him and place myself right behind zombie with the bare hands.
Okay. Yeah, he is surrounded.
Yas, Bubbles. I love that energy.
Yeah.
Thank you for recognizing I was grieving!
Nice. Yeah, this is a difficult time for you all. Bragnok's turn. Bragnok, who missed with his fire blast.
I'm just gonna do it again, because F this guy. I hate him. Stole me Bear's hands. Yeah, I'm just gonna Sacred Flame.
Okay. Rolling again. For dodge. 14. What did you say the...
13, cool. Never mind. All right, I'll be over here.
No, not the other door.
You're all doing great.
goes off.
Don't even
The zombie
worry
is-
about it. It's fine. Have
The
fun.
zombie is still fine. The other door is now on fire.
How zombies have this much dexterity, I don't know, but whatever.
Oh, wait, no, I'm
I
sorry.
figured I would
I'm
try
sorry.
Again.
I'm sorry. Time out. Rewind. His dexterity is -2. That hits. That hits.
Okay, I was about to say, it doesn't
yeah.
make a lot of sense for zombies, but whatever.
And Bragnok, I'll let you describe how that zombie's not gonna make it.
All right. Yes, a beam of radiant light descends through the roof, hitting this zombie, and suddenly he begins to smolder and burn like an ant under a magnifying glass, or so I've been told. And yeah, he sets himself like he's like, "Oh damn, bro, I'm on fire!" And he does that like zombie thing where he's like, you know, freaking out. And he's like, "Oh," and then he crumples and dies.
There's a hole in the roof now. That's interesting.
Damn it, Bragnok. Come on.
What?
Cornelius, can we...
I'll see what I can do. I'm not much of a roofer. I don't know what I can do about the hole in the roof, but I'll try. And then he goes back to his work. Outside, you see a dead bear missing its hands. Its bare hands.
Oh, I went outside to me bear and like hold my terribly mutilated bear.
Richael leans over to whoever's next to him and be like, "Well, that sight sure is grisly."
Jesus.
Oh,
Grizz.
this
you know,
is
I
not
swear
the time
to
for
God.
jokes.
You're right.
I'll
You're right. Not the
kill
right
you.
time. Not the right time.
I'll break your bones. Every one of them.
That was whispered more to not Bragnok, but yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Riley's gonna kind of gather little pieces of the 3 zombies and then just kind of kneel down and say a little prayer to her deity.
Bubbles sits on the ground and starts making a new brew.
Yeah,
Okay.
I pour out some of my brew for Biscuit.
Pour some out.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, Biscuit."
Richael is gonna watch Riley pray to a false god and laugh.
That's right. So Richael Javis is not super tolerant of others' religions. He looks down upon them.
Well, because there's just the one correct one.
Yeah, the many-faced God is the only God, according to Richael Javis. All right,
Also, she's a physician. Okay, that's pretty cute.
Physician's assistant.
Oh, sorry.
all right. So what would you guys like to do now? You kind of attended to your wounds here. You could take a short rest if you want to heal up.
Can we try and fashion a door? Because one is
Yeah.
burnt. Is there something that we could do to
Sure.
reinforce the front?
Sure. So you could. I mean, there's a chair in the room.
No, a chair's far too weak. We have to use something more like a bookcase, right? Everyone? Like a bookcase?
You're saying it very weirdly, Bragnok, but I'm into it.
No, I seem to recall that bookcases are sturdy. And who knows what we could find behind one, I'm just saying.
I don't know why you'd think you'd find anything behind that very.
I
not
don't know
suspicious
either. I
bookcase,
have no
but
clue.
okay.
But judging by what's in the room, there's 4 of us plus that guy, and a desk, which we cannot move, and a chair, which is not gonna hold a door together, and the bookcase. So canonically and in world, It would be the best solution, and not at all me metagaming your foolish mistake from earlier.
As you say that, you hear a screech in the skies above. That is in no way related to the DM being mad that you're metagaming.
We gotta shut this door.
You shut it. Bragnok shuts it. There is part of it's missing, burned off there. So there's a hole. It's a little drafty, but you do shut it.
Okay, we gotta cover up this door. Now, I'll let y'all decide what we should cover it with. But I have my preference.
You already said you'd like to move the bookcase. So how would you like to do that?
With me dwarven hands.
Okay, so the one side's up against a wall there, so you can't really get around on that side. Try and get a grip on the side here. And
Bubbles is going to go around the other side to attempt to stick her great axe in and use that leverage to pull it away from the wall on the other side.
Okay, sorry, I moved the wrong dwarf. Okay, ah!
Well, you did it! Good work,
No!
Bubbles!
That's not canon. So you're trying to use your axe to pry it. And you stick the axe in there, you pry, Bragnok is pulling, but it doesn't budge. It's really in there. It's almost like it's secured with something.
Should I break it?
I say you break it. We'll use the wood to hammer it into the door.
All right, and I'm going for it.
Okay, give me a strength check.
17.
Okay, you pick up your mighty great axe and you swing into it and crunch! Books go flying everywhere. There were springs and a lever, and attached to the springs and lever was a book that says what goes around. It's almost like if you had pulled that book, something would have happened.
We're
But,
so
now
sorry,
it's broken.
DM. We spoiled all your cool plans.
It's almost as if you had investigated it. It would have yielded some results, but
Why would a dwarf investigate a book?
I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know how you would do that. But now, yeah, it's broken. You could kind of peel it back. You could get some pieces off there to reinforce that door. And behind there, you find a chest.
We could use the wood from that chest to bar the door.
Well, you could use the wood.
Should
from
I
the
break
bookcase.
it?
You already used
break the chest.
You used the wood from the bookcase to bar the door. But
Well, this is better wood. It's already in plank form. Break that chest.
Going for it unless anyone else stops me.
I mean, I'm just enjoying the energy in the room. I'm just here to help facilitate. So break it.
That's an 8 this time.
Oh.
Oh, okay. An 8. This chest is almost like magically reinforced or something. You hit it and clang! Your axe just bounces off it.
Can't break it.
Oh, well, maybe you should try to open it.
Anyone good at opening things?
Does anyone have lockpicking or anything like that? Is this a locked chest?
We determined that. Can I use some sort of perception to see if it's locked?
I mean, you don't really need perception. You could just you could just try to open it. You don't have to make a check for
I'm
that.
not gonna try to open it. It could be trapped.
Okay,
I'm not
yeah, sure.
dummy.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, I want to know if it looks like it's trouble before.
Wait, you want to investigate it after it's already been hit with an axe? Okay.
Yeah, well, you said it was magically reinforced. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be like, oh, I guess I'll touch it with my hands.
Okay,
I'm not
fair
gonna
enough.
do it. I could lose both. A 15.
A 15? Okay, you investigate. There's no traps, but it is locked. Wood shouldn't be stronger than an axe, so whatever's protecting this is some kind of spell or something. That means it's not going to be able to be busted open.
All right. Yeah, I look back at the group and I'm like, it's magic or some such.
Cornelius, do you have a key for this little chest thingy?
It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Master Jebediah didn't entrust me with any such key. I didn't even know that was back there. I would prefer, however, that you didn't take any shares of your inheritance before you have completed both of the requirements in the will.
Well, we should listen to him. Shall we continue our journey?
Sure.
There are other rooms here, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Then I suggest we go enter them and look for these, items that we're supposed to find.
I'm not sure I like you, but I'll follow for now.
Okay.
And Riley's just gonna pick the door that is straight on back from the front doors.
Okay. That leads to the parlor. So Riley's going to go and open this door.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you all follow her?
Yeah.
I
at least
will.
I do.
I said
Okay.
I would, so I'll follow.
Okay.
And I would immediately like to start sort of investigating the room. keys or the ale.
In the parlor is a kind of cabinet where you keep something, a bookshelf, another bookshelf, a weapons rack with some dusty old weapons on it. Nothing better than what you're carrying. There's a lance, a short sword, and a shield. You notice they're in disrepair. They haven't been well taken care of, and nothing is better than you're carrying. And then there is a bench over here and a table. The parlor has sconces with candles in them, so you can see in this room. It's not dark. Is there anything specific in the room you would like to investigate?
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way to the bookshelf and
Okay.
start investigating the bookshelf.
Okay.
Looking for anything out of the ordinary, any specific books that may not fit in with the rest of the books, anything like that.
We could just have Bubbles attack it again.
I can break it.
It worked last time. So you are looking at the bookshelf. Nothing really looks out of place. It's books of various travels by adventurers. Jebediah fancied himself somewhat of an adventurer. But you do notice there is one red book that's sticking out past the others, titled The Whirlwind in a bright, bold font. Strange, this book isn't as dusty as the rest of the books, almost as if it was pulled in and out more than the other books or something. That's the only thing you really notice.
I grab it.
Okay.
Oh no.
You grab it, and
Is there something wrong?
as you grab it, the entire bookshelf spins around. On the other side of that bookshelf, you find yourself face to face with some kind of lizard creature. Oh, hey, what's up? Look, I'm gonna level with you here. We kind of ran out of animation budget at the end of this one, so I'll figure something out. Also, this is a to be continued because it's taking a while in editing. So, yeah, and this lizard's supposed to be green, but green screen. So I turned him red. It's kind of hard to tell he's a lizard creature. I apologize for that. I'm working on it. I got ideas. Hey, there's Bragnok. Yeah, it's to be continued. So we'll see the thrilling conclusion in the next episode. All right, the end card. If you want to see the last time we played D&D, click over here. If you want to see what YouTube thinks is best for you, click over here. See you next time. We are friends and cousins.